Hello everyone, it's Taskmaster here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Diablo 4 Open Beta Weekend and my first impressions on Diablo 4. The Diablo franchise has been around for over 2 decades now, and fans have been eagerly anticipating the next installment in the series. With the Open Beta finally here, I had the chance to dive in and see if it lives up to the hype. The review will be in 4 segments, which are gameplay, graphics, story, and multiplayer. I have added the chapters to the video, so if you are just interested in a specific aspect, you can skip right to the relevant part. Without further ado, let's jump right into the review. First, I want to start with the gameplay. Diablo 4 takes the classic hack and slash gameplay that the franchise is known for and adds some new twists. The game features a much wider open world environment with respect to Diablo 3. Diablo 3 features a linear world structure where players progress through a series of acts that are divided into individual stages. The game's open world features are limited to towns and hubs, which serve as central locations for players to purchase items, talk to NPCs, and interact with other players. In contrast, Diablo 4 is designed to be an open world game. The game features a seamless and interconnected game world that players can explore at their leisure. The world is filled with different biomes, regions, and landmarks. Players are able to travel from one location to another without loading screens. This means that you can explore the world at your own pace and discover new secrets along the way. The world is divided into several regions, each with its own distinct environment, enemies, and bosses. The game starts in the Fractured Peaks, a rugged mountainous area that is home to barbarian tribes and fierce creatures. This is the only available region to explore in the beta, even though there will be several more regions in the full release. The thing I love the most about Diablo 4 is the open world that is full of different activities that encourage exploration and presents you with many different activities that are loads of fun. There are different activities for each zone that you can complete to increase your renown on that region. Increasing your renown gives you experience and several other useful rewards, such as an increase to your maximum health potion stock. To increase your renown, you will need to explore and do activities in the area, such as doing side quests, finding encampments, clearing dungeons, and many more. The renown rewards are an excellent way of motivating the players to go out and explore the world of Diablo 4. Just be sure to claim your renown rewards when you earn them, because they are not claimed until you go onto the map and claim them yourself. Overall, Diablo 4's open world is designed to be a more immersive and dynamic experience than Diablo 3's linear structure, offering players more freedom to explore and interact with the game world. The combat feels smooth and satisfying, with each class feeling distinct and unique. The game features 3 classes in the open beta: Barbarian, Sorceress, and Rogue. The Barbarian is a close-range fighter who excels at dealing massive damage to multiple enemies at once. The Sorceress is a ranged spellcaster who can unleash devastating elemental attacks. The Rogue is a versatile class who works similar to the Demon Hunter in Diablo 3. Each class has a unique set of skills and abilities, and you can customize them further with the new skill tree system. The skill system in Diablo 4 is vastly different than Diablo 3. Diablo 4 actually has a skill tree, and most of the skills have prerequisites that you need to open first to reach that node, unlike Diablo 3 where the skills are automatically opened while you level up. All of the skills, passives, and skill modifiers are part of one big skill tree, and your decisions play a more important role while distributing your skill points. With each level, you gain a single skill point, and you need to decide if you want to use it on a skill or a passive or an upgrade. Skills and passives also can be upgraded several times, but that being said, they initially feel a little underwhelming. All the skill progression system works on very small increments, which leads to an underwhelming sensation every time you level up. There are many options which all feel like they have very little impact on your gameplay most of the time, so it doesn't feel good leveling up or choosing a skill to spend your new earned points on. That being said, respeccing any skill or passive can be done anywhere and it's completely free until level 15 and seems like it is pretty cheap going forward, so players have the freedom of experimenting with builds as they want. I hope they tweak the skill system before full launch to give more impact to the skills so that spending skill points doesn't feel underwhelming. Apart from the skills, the combat is extremely satisfying. The graphics and the sound of the combat are on another level. Every time my barbarian bashes a skull in with a sledgehammer, I can feel the impact it makes in my seat, and it feels great. The combat in general feels much more meaningful and slower. I don't feel like I am spamming skills or going through hundreds of enemies obliterating them. While the density of the enemies feels less, each enemy feels more impactful, challenging, and entertaining to fight with, which is a big win in my opinion. Movement also feels more important. With lack of low cooldown movement skills in early levels, ground effects, and projectiles that deal high damage, situational awareness and reaction time feels much more important than Diablo 3. Of course, we cannot talk about Diablo without talking about looting. Looting is more or less the same in Diablo 4 as in Diablo 3. As for the early levels, it seems like a lot less loot drops, but in my opinion, they feel much more impactful. There are also several inventories to put consumable potions, quest items, etc., which is nice, since we won't need to juggle new types of items that are introduced in Diablo 4. There are more things that you can do with your items, such as extracting legendary powers and putting them onto the other items. You can also ingest some legendary powers that can be obtained from clearing dungeons to items. You can add sockets to items without foregoing attributes or relying on chance. You can upgrade items on blacksmiths several times to boost their stats. Along with having all these features comes crippling debt, since all of these things cost enormous amount of money and until level 25, money is not nearly as bountiful as endgame Diablo 3. Moving on to the graphics, Diablo 4 looks absolutely stunning. The game features a dark and gritty art style that perfectly captures the series' aesthetic. The environments are detailed and immersive, and the character models are well designed. The game also features some impressive lighting effects to help to create a sense of atmosphere and tension. The game's visual effects and spell animations are also quite impressive, with more realistic effects that make combat more engaging and visually appealing. The game's dungeons and landscapes are intricately designed, with a lot of attention to detail, creating a believable and an immersive world for players to explore. That being said, the consequence of the amazing graphics is the increased resource need. Even though it is not terrible to work with, I hope they do more optimization before the game release to fix some RAM usage and some problems that occur while using streaming software. Now let's talk about the story. The open beta doesn't reveal too much about the story, but we do know that the game takes place many years after the events of Diablo 3. The world is in chaos, and the forces of evil are rising once again. You'll encounter various interesting and unique characters throughout the world who will give you quests and help you on your journey. The characters feel realistic in the sense that they have motivations, personalities, own desires, and stories. The game feels like it has a living world apart from you, which feels more realistic and more immersive. The cutscenes are as always amazing and they add a cinematic feeling to the game. They help to tell the story and bring the world to life. One thing that I find amazing is that Diablo 4 seems to be leaning into the darker and more mature themes of the series. The game is not afraid to explore some heavy subject matter such as violence, corruption, and betrayal. This is not a game for kids, and it's refreshing to see a game that's willing to include more serious and dark themes. Moving on to the multiplayer, Diablo 4 features an open world where you can encounter players without queuing with them at the start of your session in a more MMO fashion. You encounter people mostly in towns and occasionally while exploring in the wilds. The game is designed in a way that encourages collaboration. There are frequent world events with slightly stronger enemies that can be done with other people who are also in the area. It is really similar to how Destiny 2 public events work. You can also complete quests in a party. Your story progression is not affected if your party members are not on the same place as you in the story, and also while you are in a party, you can do side quests together or separately depending on your preference. The multiplayer system of Diablo 4 feels very seamless and well implemented. One problem I have is you can't directly teleport to a party member from anywhere and you need to teleport to town and then click on their portal to teleport to their location, which is a bit cumbersome. It is not a big deal, but I would be very happy if they brought the ability to directly teleport to a player from anywhere. There is also a clan system in Diablo 4 like there is in Diablo 3, which serves more or less the same purpose, so nothing new on that front. Overall, the Diablo 4 open beta is an immersive showcase of what's to come. The gameplay is smooth and satisfying, the graphics are stunning, and the story is shaping up to be engaging and mature. It's clear that the developers have put a lot of time and effort into making this game the best it can be. Of course, there are still some issues that need to be addressed. The game is still in development and there are some bugs and glitches that need to be ironed out. The game's balance also needs some work, as some classes and skills feel overpowered compared to others. That being said, most of these are minor issues that can be fixed before the game's release. Based on what I've seen in the open beta, Diablo 4 is shaping up to be an excellent addition to the franchise. Fans of the series will no doubt be pleased with what they have seen, and newcomers will find a lot to enjoy as well. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel for more gaming content. Let me know in the comments what you think of Diablo 4 and what you are most looking forward to in the game. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.